Thank you for choosing Wisdom of the Dharma. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new update. Your support helps us keep sharing powerful, life-changing wisdom with the world. And don't forget to drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's grow and learn together. Part 1. Why money runs from some homes. Take a moment. Just breathe. Set down whatever you're holding and let your shoulders drop. Now gently ask yourself this question. Why does money seem to come into my life, only to vanish again? You work hard. You budget. You try to be responsible. But somehow, the numbers don't stay still. It's as if wealth enters quietly through the front door, pauses, and then slips away through a window you didn't even realize was open. What if I told you that window might not be in your bank account? It might be in your home. Yes. The space around you is not just physical. It's energetic. Every corner, every drawer, every container where you keep your money is not just storage. It's a message. A signal to the universe about how you view abundance, and whether or not you're truly ready to welcome it. And here's the deeper truth. Your relationship with money doesn't begin with income. It begins with attention. With care. With energy. In Buddhist teachings, we learn that nothing is separate. Your inner life, your outer environment, your material possessions, they all mirror each other. So when money is stored in places filled with clutter, chaos, or emotional residue, it begins to reflect exactly that. You may think, it's just a drawer. But energy doesn't know just. It only knows flow, or blockage. Let's take a simple example. Imagine two households. In the first, a woman places her money inside a clean wooden box lined with fabric. She keeps it in a quiet corner of her bedroom, beside a candle and a note that reads, "Thank you. May you grow and multiply." She doesn't obsess over it, but she honors it. And when she needs to touch it, she does so with calm and care. In the second house, bills are scattered. Coins are tossed into drawers with rubber bands, broken pens, and receipts from years past. A $20 bill peeks out from under a half-eaten bag of chips. There's no attention, no intention, just habit. Which of those homes do you think whispers to the universe, "I'm ready for more"? You see, prosperity doesn't just belong to the rich. It belongs to those who create space for it, energetically, emotionally, and physically. And in this video, we're going to explore something most people overlook. 7 places where you should never store money. If you truly want to stop repelling abundance. This is not superstition. This is about sacred alignment. About waking up to the truth that how you treat money is how money treats you. So before we dive in, I invite you to do one simple thing. Look around your home. Think about the last place you tucked away a $10 bill. Was it clean? Calm? Respected? Or was it rushed, forgotten, unintentional? Because sometimes, the answer to financial peace isn't outside, it's already sitting, waiting, quietly, just beneath the clutter. If this resonates with you so far, pause and show the universe your intention. Like this video. Subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma so we can keep walking this mindful path together. And in the comments below, share, where do you usually keep your cash? That small awareness might be the first step in transforming everything. Let's begin. Part 2, the Dharma of Wealth Energy. Let's slow down even further. Take another breath. And now, ask yourself not just where your money is, but what kind of energy it's resting in. Because here's a truth from the Dharma that most people never consider. Money is not just currency. It is energy. It responds. It reflects. It remembers. The Buddha once taught that all phenomena arise from the mind. That includes the way we experience wealth, poverty, gain, and loss. Your home is not a lifeless container. It's a living reflection of your inner world. Each corner of it, each drawer, shelf, and envelope, holds a vibration. Some spaces hum with presence and clarity. Others, weighed down by clutter or old emotions, become heavy, forgotten, dim. When you place your money inside one of these spaces, something subtle happens. It absorbs that energy. Just like water takes on the shape of its container, money adopts the vibration of the space it's given. Let's think of two scenarios. In one, a man we'll call James, an entrepreneur in his 40s, kept his emergency funds in a dented metal box beneath a pile of old tax documents. Every time he needed to find a bill, he'd have to dig through expired warranties, debt collection notices, and his old divorce paperwork. It wasn't that he didn't respect money, but the energy around that box? Fear, regret, clinging to the past. In another case, someone like you, calm, curious, aware, creates a space for money on a simple wooden tray. Each week, they clear away dust. They add a fresh sprig of mint. They place a handwritten note that says, "Thank you for supporting my peace." It's not about the amount. It's about the vibration. Money carries memory. It remembers how it was handled. It remembers if it was hidden in shame, tossed in frustration, or offered in joy. And the universe listens to those vibrations more than to any words you say. This is where modern feng shui aligns with ancient Buddhist thought. Feng shui says, energy flows where attention goes. Buddhism adds, that flow is shaped by karma, your patterns of thought, speech, and action. So when you leave money in the bottom of a cluttered drawer or under a pile of unpaid bills, you're not just being careless. You're unconsciously training your mind, and your energetic field, to associate money with disorganization, with tension, with guilt. But when you take a moment to choose a clean, intentional space, when you fold the bills neatly, light a candle beside them, or even just acknowledge them with gratitude, you are reshaping not just your environment, but your karma with wealth. Here's something else most people forget. Money is a guest. And like any guest, it decides how long to stay based on how it's treated. Would you stay long in a house where you're thrown in a corner, forgotten under junk, or left in the cold? Or would you rather stay where there's light, care, and warmth? Money is no different. So before we move into the 7 spaces you should avoid, take a moment and reflect. Is the way you keep your money today, physically and energetically, a reflection of reverence or routine? Because when we begin to treat even our smallest resources as sacred, the universe responds in kind. And if you're ready to treat money as energy, not just currency, give this video a like, subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma, and comment, "I welcome prosperity with intention." Let's now look at where that intention can go wrong. In the next part, we'll begin exploring the first of 7 surprising places where money doesn't feel safe, and why that matters more than you think. Part 3, 7 harmful places to store money. Messy drawers, the chaos mirror. It always starts small. A receipt you meant to file. A pen that no longer works. A few loose coins dropped in with a sigh, thinking, "I'll organize this later." But later never comes. Before you know it, that drawer has become a graveyard of forgotten intentions, scattered paper clips, expired coupons, tangled keys, and yes, your money, buried somewhere in the mess. Elena, a painter who once sold her work at local fairs, kept her earnings in the corner of her junk drawer, a chaotic space in her kitchen crammed with bits of her life. Over time, she noticed something strange. The more art she sold, the more her money seemed to disappear into bills, repairs, small losses. Nothing stayed. It was as though her efforts dissolved into the noise. Clutter, in both Buddhism and feng shui, is more than a mess. It's a vibration. Disorder reflects scattered thoughts. It creates stagnation in the flow of energy. And when you place money in a space of confusion, it absorbs that chaos. Think of money like a river. Would you build a dam of broken pencils and unopened mail across it? Because that's what a messy drawer does. It dams the current. Clean space invites clarity. And clarity invites abundance. So next time you reach for that drawer, pause. Empty it. Start again. Create a place of respect, even if it's just a small corner. Let your money know it's not just part of the clutter. It's part of your intention. Money avoids confusion just like peace avoids noise. Broken or cracked containers, where integrity is lost. There's something oddly sentimental about an old box. Maybe it once held keepsakes. Maybe it came from someone important. But when that container becomes cracked, chipped, or broken, its energy changes. Marcus, a successful tech consultant, kept his emergency cash in a small tin he'd had since he was 15. The lid didn't close anymore. The corners were rusted. But he couldn't part with it. It felt lucky. Until his finances took a turn. Delays in payment, contracts falling through, unexpected medical bills. Luck, it seemed, had cracked too. Buddhist wisdom teaches that the outer form reflects the inner spirit. When the vessel holding your wealth is broken, it sends a signal of incompleteness. You may not realize it, but you're telling the universe, this is enough. I don't expect more. What's fractured externally fractures the flow internally. It's not about being superficial. It's about energy. Money kept in a broken wallet, chipped piggy bank, or torn envelope feels like an afterthought. And when we treat our resources like afterthoughts, they return the favor. Replace the box. Let go of what no longer serves. You're not just changing where you keep your money, you're changing how you see yourself. What's broken physically can break you energetically. Under the mattress, the graveyard of prosperity. For generations, people have hidden money under mattresses. It was a safe place when banks couldn't be trusted, when war or economic collapse loomed. But energetically, it tells a different story. Alicia, a single mother working 2 jobs, stashed her savings under her bed, just like her grandmother once did during the Great Depression. She thought it was smart. But she also found herself waking at 2 a.m. with a tight chest, worrying about rent, food, bills. The money was there, but it never brought her peace. Your bed is where you surrender. It's where your body releases the weight of the day. Where your subconscious breathes. When you place money there, you bury it in fear, fatigue, and emotional residue. Spiritually, money doesn't thrive in places of sleep and suppression. It needs breath, movement, and light. More importantly, hiding money is rooted in distrust, of systems, of others, sometimes even of the self. And money responds to that vibration by closing off. It stagnates. It contracts. Take it out. Clean it. Bless it. Place it somewhere alive, not buried beneath restlessness. When money sleeps under fear, it forgets how to grow. Unused bags and wallets, the energy of abandonment. We all have them. The purse we no longer carry. The travel wallet from a trip years ago. Maybe even a stylish clutch buried deep in the closet. Daniel, a travel photographer, hadn't opened one of his camera bags in years. When he finally did, looking for an old lens, he found a crumpled $100 bill. And a note from an old flame. He held it in silence. The memory wasn't painful, but the energy was heavy, frozen in time. Bags and wallets are symbols of financial energy. They hold, carry, and transfer your prosperity. But when they're no longer in use, they become stagnant spaces. If money rests there, it too becomes dormant, forgotten, emotionally anchored to the past. The spiritual world doesn't recognize nostalgia as harmless. It sees energy that hasn't been released. Energy that clings. And what clings does not circulate. Go through your bags, your drawers. Find every wallet you haven't touched in a year. Open them with presence. Remove what's inside. Thank it. Let it breathe. And ask yourself, is this a tool for the future, or a shrine to who I used to be? Money buried in the past cannot build your future. Next to bills and debt notices, the frequency of lack. It seems practical. You have your cash. You have your bills. Keep them together. Makes sense, right? Not quite. Carolyn, a financial advisor, thought so too. She always placed her bill payments in a folder with a little pouch of cash for covering them. Logical. Efficient. But despite her career, she constantly felt overwhelmed by money, never enough, always behind. Here's why. When you put money next to reminders of debt, scarcity, or pressure, you tell it this is your purpose, to fix what's broken. And it learns to carry the weight of that tension. In Buddhist teaching, intention shapes experience. When money is constantly aligned with fear, repayment, or lack, it stops representing possibility. It becomes survival. Keep your bills separate. Give your money a space of its own. Let it represent joy, growth, and capacity, not just obligations. When you bind your money to worry, it learns to fear you. Inside the car, where restlessness rules. Leo spent more time in his car than in his kitchen. As a delivery driver, he often left coins in the cup holder, bills in the glove compartment, and tips stuffed near the gear shift. It was convenient. But it was also careless. Cars are not peaceful places. They're filled with movement, noise, stress, frustration, rush. The vibration of a car is one of survival and urgency. When money lives there, even temporarily, it adopts those qualities. Money left in a car is often forgotten, stepped on, spilled on. It loses dignity. And when it loses dignity, it stops flowing with purpose. You can keep an emergency note in your vehicle, yes, but do so with intention. Place it cleanly. Choose a spot. A small envelope. A note of thanks. Let the energy be one of respect, not reaction. Money tossed in motion learns not to stay still. Under heavy objects, the weight of suppression. Maya kept a white envelope behind a stack of medical binders in her home office. Inside was a few $100s she'd saved in secret. She told herself it was just in case her husband spent too much again. That envelope hadn't been touched in months. Heavy objects, books, boxes, bins, do more than physically weigh down money. They suppress its energy. They declare, silently, you don't deserve space. Stay hidden. Stay small. When you hide money under things, you repress its presence in your life. It becomes something you forget, something you don't feel connected to, something you fear might be lost or taken. Money is not meant to be buried. It's meant to circulate with awareness. To be respected with lightness. To be invited, not trapped. Go find what you've hidden. Lift the weight. Let it breathe. Prosperity cannot bloom where it's buried. So now that you know where money doesn't want to be, what will you change first? Take a moment to walk through your home, not just physically, but energetically. Where are you unknowingly saying to the universe, I don't respect this? And where could you say instead, I am ready to receive? If this message opened your eyes or your heart, let it ripple outward. Like this video. Subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma for more insights on energy, intention, and inner alignment. And in the comments, share which place surprised you most, and what will you clear today? Because sometimes, the smallest shift in where you keep your money leads to the biggest change in how you welcome abundance. Part 4, a personal story. I thought I was frugal, but I was just blocking my own wealth. For years, I thought I was being wise. I clipped coupons, shopped in bulk, skipped coffee shops and made mine at home. I wasn't cheap, I was careful. Every dollar had a purpose. Every cent was tracked. Or so I believed. But one morning, something shifted. It started with a small drawer in my hallway cabinet. I hadn't opened it in months. When I finally did, looking for an extra charger, I found a chaotic mess, crumpled receipts, old check stubs, expired parking tickets, and in the back, an envelope. Inside the envelope, $400. I paused. I had completely forgotten it was there. Forgotten I even had that much set aside. And in that moment, something cracked open, not just in the drawer, but in my understanding. How could someone so careful forget $400? That night, I sat with that question in meditation. And what surfaced was this: I wasn't being careful. I was being fearful. I wasn't managing money with intention. I was hoarding it out of anxiety, tucking it away where I couldn't see it, so I wouldn't worry. But all I was doing was turning money into a ghost, something hidden, disconnected, emotionally charged. And if energy is attention, I was giving this money none. That realization sparked a shift. I cleared out the drawer. I chose a new space, an open wooden box I placed near my desk. Inside it, I placed the money, folded gently, with a small note: "Thank you. May you flow where you're needed." From that point on, money felt different. It wasn't just a number in a spreadsheet or a fear to be managed. It was a form of energy, alive, responsive, sacred. The funny thing? Within a month, I received a freelance opportunity I hadn't sought out. A check came in from an overpaid tax refund. A friend repaid an old loan I'd written off. None of it was dramatic. But all of it was movement. And all of it began the moment I stopped hiding. Part 5, Transforming Your Home's Energy. How to invite wealth energy into your space. Now that you know where not to keep money, let's shift the energy. Because simply removing the problem isn't enough. We need to invite in the solution, consciously, gently, with reverence. Just like a houseplant needs more than sunlight, it needs soil, water, and care, prosperity needs a nurturing space in your home. The way you store money speaks volumes about how you relate to it. And when you shift that relationship from neglect to honor, from hiding to presence, everything begins to move. Here are 5 gentle but powerful practices to transform the energy of your money and your space. 1. Create a sacred place just for money. You don't need a vault. You need a small, intentional space. Choose a spot in your home that feels calm and grounded. A shelf, a drawer, a wooden box, even a fabric pouch. What matters is not its cost, but its energy. Let this be your money altar. Inside, keep a small amount of cash, neatly folded. Add a symbol that speaks to you, a crystal, a bay leaf, a piece of citrine, or even a handwritten affirmation. I welcome prosperity with grace. Make this space clean, quiet, and clear of unrelated items. No bills, no receipts, no clutter. Only the vibration of abundance and care. Visit this space weekly, not to count or hoard, but to connect. Take a breath. Touch the bills. Say, thank you. Money, like any living energy, responds to acknowledgement. When you create a home for it, you tell the universe. There is space for more. 2. Choose a wallet that reflects your intention. Your wallet is your money's daily temple. It goes where you go. It carries the energetic residue of your day, your attitude, your habits, your trust, or your fear. If your wallet is torn, stuffed with crumpled receipts, or packed with expired cards, it's time for a new one. Choose something clean, sturdy, and meaningful. Not necessarily expensive, just align with your values. Maybe it's made of leather. Maybe cloth. Maybe minimalist. What matters is that it gives you a feeling of dignity. In Eastern philosophy, certain colors are linked to wealth energy: green for growth, gold for prosperity, red for confidence, brown for stability. Choose a color that resonates with your intention. And once you have your wallet, bless it. Yes, actually bless it. Hold it in both hands. Close your eyes. Say, "May every dollar that enters here bring peace. May every dollar that leaves multiply joy." Sounds silly? Maybe. But energy follows feeling, not logic. 3. Create a blessing corner in your home. This is not a shrine to money, it's a reminder of what money can support: freedom, healing, choice, generosity. Find a quiet place, a shelf, a table, a windowsill. Place a few symbolic items there: a candle, a small plant, a spiritual image, or a stone from a place that brings you peace. And there, place a small envelope or jar. Inside, keep a symbolic reserve, not to be spent, but to hold the vibration of enough. Even $5 or $20 is enough. It's not about the number. It's about the signal. This is your seed. Each time you pass it, breathe in gratitude. Each time you feel anxious about money, sit before it. Let it remind you, you are no longer operating from lack. You are building from presence. Maya Angelou once said, "I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it." This corner helps ensure your financial energy is never reduced by fear. 4. Red envelope ritual, a daily feng shui practice. Here's a practice from classical feng shui that blends beautifully with Buddhist mindfulness: the red envelope ritual. Take a simple red envelope. Red represents vitality and protection. Place inside it a small amount of money, a written blessing, or even the name of someone you want to help. Keep the envelope in your sacred space. Once a month, open it, renew its contents with intention, and either add to it, or, if you feel called, gift it anonymously to someone in need. This is circulation. This is karmic release. Money is not meant to stagnate. It's meant to flow with love. And when you give with spiritual clarity, not out of guilt, not out of ego, but from alignment, you invite wealth to return not just to your hands, but to your heart. 5. Meditate with your money. This might feel unusual, but stay with me. Once a week, or even just once a month, set aside 5 minutes. Take out a small amount of cash and hold it gently in your palms. Close your eyes. Breathe. And say silently, "I honor the energy this represents. I am not ruled by it, nor afraid of it. May this energy serve peace, not pressure." Visualize your life supported, not controlled, by wealth. This is not about visualizing yachts and gold watches. It's about dissolving the fear, the guilt, and the noise. You're not worshiping money. You're reclaiming your energetic relationship with it. And that's a sacred act. Transforming your home's energy isn't about superstition. It's about presence. Because when you stop ignoring your money, when you stop hiding it in broken boxes or stuffing it into drawers filled with junk, you stop hiding your worthiness to receive. You begin to live with alignment, with respect, with invitation. And energy, true energy, responds to invitation. So if you've ever looked at your bank balance and felt shame, if you've ever tucked money away and forgotten it existed, start here. Make space. A clean box. A quiet blessing. A folded note of thanks. That's how wealth enters. Not with noise or rush, but with stillness and readiness. Because where intention lives, energy follows. And where energy flows, wealth grows. Part 6. What you honor will grow. Take a quiet moment. Look around the space you're in right now. Not to judge, but to notice. Where does your energy go? Where does your attention settle, or scatter? Because prosperity isn't a number. It's a relationship. And like every relationship, it responds to how you treat it. If money is crumpled in your glove compartment, buried under junk, or squeezed next to overdue bills, it feels that. If it's honored with care, folded neatly, placed where light and breath can reach it, it feels that, too. You don't have to be wealthy to practice wealth consciousness. You just have to be willing. Willing to notice where energy stagnates. Willing to shift from routine to reverence. Willing to let go of old habits that were built on fear, survival, or shame. In Buddhism, we're taught to observe with equanimity. To sit with the truth of things as they are, without clinging, without resistance. When you truly see how you've treated money, without judgment, you begin to shift the karma around it. And that shift begins in your home. Because your home is your mirror. A drawer isn't just a drawer. It's your mind. A dusty box isn't just storage. It's your unspoken belief. A wallet isn't just leather and fabric. It's your faith, or your fear. So don't rush to fix everything today. Instead, choose one thing. One space. One place where you say, I see you now. I want to care for you better. That's enough. Because in the Dharma, even a single conscious breath plants the seed of awakening. Likewise, a single act of care toward your money begins a different story. One of flow. One of alignment. One where wealth is not a chase, but a companion. You may not control what you earn tomorrow, but you can absolutely shape the energy of what you hold today. So as we close this reflection, let me offer you this simple mantra. What I honor will grow. Write it. Whisper it. Live it. So as we close this reflection, let me offer you this simple mantra. What I honor will grow. Write it. Whisper it. Live it. And if this video moved you, if even one drawer in your home now feels more sacred, then the shift has already begun. Help this wisdom ripple outward. Like this video. Subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma so we can keep walking this mindful path together. And comment below with the words, what I honor will grow. Thank you for sharing this quiet moment of awareness with me. Your presence here matters. Until next time, may your space stay clear, your heart stay open, and your prosperity flow gently, just like your breath. See you in the next video.